So in one country it's 11:30 in the morning. In another country it's 23:30. So if you think about it, this is a nightly discussion in that country. With that being said, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another rant. As you can tell by the beautiful background lighting, it is still morning. So that was a little rant, you can say. So we just finished an ASL assignment, and the prompt that we needed to answer was about animation and American Sign Language. So for most of y'all who don't know what American Sign Language is, it is you can say a form of communication. It is the language that is used mainly for the deaf community. It is a visual language, you can say. Very interesting language. I'll show a little example. So basic, safest way to sign something would be hello, my name is, then you finger spell your name, and most of y'all would hopefully know how to sign your name. If not, there's the alphabet. You can just search it up online. It's pretty self-explanatory. Anyways, a little cool fact about name. If you notice the sign for N is two fingers. Name. It's really cool once you get down to it. So going back to ASL and animation, we were able to watch a video that was fully animated called The Forest. It was signed by Jason Stewart, I believe his last name was, and the animation was created by VCOM 3D Inc. Incorporation, INC. Really interesting. I'm not an animator, however, I have family and friends who are into animation or working in that industry, so it is a lot of work and dedication for them to do that. Personally, I just stick with podcasts, vlogging, content creating, videos, all that fun stuff. So we all have our talents. So going back with our final, we needed to critique the video. Critiquing an ASL video would include a summary of what we watched, what the story was. The second part would be evaluating what they did, good things, bad things, what they could improve. I'm sorry, that's analyze. Analyze to see what they did right, wrong, what they could improve, what you noticed. Evaluate is your personal opinion. What did you think overall? So I'm not going to give you my answer because our final's still going on. But however, by the time this is posted, it will probably be over. So yeah. Anyways, one question that popped up. We were supposed to do two videos. First was the analysis. The critique. That was the first part of the video. The second part of the video is we needed to answer this question. The prompts question asked, if an artist creates a computer animation character that tells a full-length ASL story, either translated or an original, is the artist considered an ASL storyteller? Also, is it considered ASL literature? I'm not going to go into what is ASL literature because y'all should take Real Hondo's ASL literature class taught by Dana Arbasi. I think he will be still teaching by the time y'all take the class. Well, obviously you would need to take a couple of classes before. There are prerequisites to take. Amazing class, amazing professor. Although most of us took it online, he still did a phenomenal job. Anyways, so little shout out to him. Amazing, unique individual, to say the least. So going back with the prompt. Personally, what do I think? And going back to animation, it's a lot of work, a lot of dedication. When it comes to sign language, there's a lot of facial features, a lot of rotation, body movement, role shifting. When we see something on a computer, although we can see interaction, it is very difficult to actually interact with someone. So right now, if we're on Zoom, it would be pretty easy, wouldn't it? Lost my train of thought. Um, but oh, you gotta love when you lose your train of thought. Though going back with interacting on a TV platform on animation. Animation is it's being an animated character is being programmed to do something. They don't stop because something happens. It's programmed to do A, B, C, D. When it comes to actual storytelling, of course, there's going to be human action. Human errors is what scientists would say. So that's that's the first part that came to mind, and personally, what I feel when it comes to ASL and animation. So going back to answering this question, would an artist be considered an ASL storyteller if they created a full-length ASL story or an original piece? I personally would say they would not be considered a storyteller, even though they have so much knowledge and awareness. They recognize the facial awareness. They realize the role shifting. When it comes to storytelling, there's that interaction. A few examples of this would be oral literature, and that's that's all I'll go because I'm actually starting to go into the what we learned in the class. So just think of it this way: if we're telling a story, or even with comedians, it's actually a good example. Think of comedians and animation. There are a lot of people who animate a clip uh, of a skit a comedian performed. Would you rather watch watch the comedian in person, or would you watch an animated version of the comedian? It's personally how I see it. I wish I brought that example up in the final, though it happens. The next question was: Is ASL would it be considered ASL literature? It's a little personally. I feel like that's a gray. It's a gray area. It's either this or that. I don't feel it is. There's so many things it can go into, and obviously, I'm not deaf, so I don't have a say. Again, this is just my opinion and morning rant, you could say. It's interesting. Would it be considered literature? Someone would probably bring up, what if the animator is deaf? Because there are deaf animators out in this world, and some of them do a phenomenal job at what they do. Would they be considered a storyteller if they create a story, an animated story? It could possibly be. I it personally, it goes back to that I'm not deaf, so I don't feel my opinion should be mattered. However, if someone that's deaf within that community does something, they have not a priority. It's gonna bother me. They're higher up, more regards. I forgot what the word is. Seniority. They have more seniority, higher seniority. They have more seniority to what they do. Overall, though, when it comes to ASL storytelling and literature, it's phenomenal, beautiful work of art. As I mentioned earlier, we just finished our final for ASL literature, and we also did storytelling. They go hand in hand. Great classes to take, and it teaches us just storytelling and a lot more about the culture. So definitely recommend it. we'll probably end right there. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.